Hey everyone, Fraser Brooks here, coming to you live from Cologne in Germany. I hope you are all doing absolutely incredible. We are back with Success Summit Online Day 2. If you are watching on the replay, let me know. Just say like, I'm watching on the replay, yeah. If this is the first time you've ever seen my face on your Facebook feed or on a Facebook Live, comment new down below as well. I can see we've got a bunch of people. Whoa, what was that noise? We've got a bunch of people on here now. I have no idea how many even going to get rid of that noise that's going on there. Hopefully it won't kind of do it all the time. If you're watching on live, do me a favor and let me know where you are watching from, what city. I'm going to spend some time kind of going through the comments and going through the news feed. We've got Julie near Leeds. Love Leeds. Leeds is such a fun city. We got, whoa, I saw Sri Lanka in there, but then it just moved away. So Sylvia is in Italy. We've got Frederick in Ghana. There we go. Chambers in Sri Lanka. So cool. Love that. Love that. We've got, whoa. We've got such an international flavor today. It's going way too fast for me to say. There we go. We've got Canada. Hey, Linda. Woohoo. Colombia. Oh, Colombo in Sri Lanka. Essex. Love it. South Africa. Yeah. Shannon. Lekker, man. Lekker. We got Australia just about. Oh yeah, okay, it's Adelaide. That's what time is it over there, Daniel? Auckland. Wow, bedtime. Shilpa, bedtime. All right, we got Peterborough in the UK. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, guys. So let's kind of get this on the road. So I'm going to give you a little recap of yesterday, and we'll kind of go into. Before I go into the recap, I want to talk to you about what's happening today. So today is mainly about customer acquisition. It's mainly about customer acquisition. I've got a friend of mine who's going to come on talking to you about how to get customers, which is just amazing. Her business is exploding at the moment. I'm so flipping proud of her. She's amazing. I've been friends with her for a while now. Then I'm gonna come on. I'm going to talk about customer onboarding in terms of like, when you get a new customer, what you can do and different things to give a better customer experience for the better chance of being able to upgrade them from a customer to a distributor. Then I'm going to go into how when you get them as a distributor, some of the things that you can do to basically get them moving or identifying the people who are worthy of your time. Might sound a little bit crazy, but it's the truth. Then I've got a buddy of mine, Rob Sperry. He'll be coming on at about 2:45. Obviously, he's over in Salt Lake City, and it's like 5 o'clock in the morning there right now. So he'll be coming on in about 1 hour and 45. So today will be slightly longer, obviously because of the delay there. But I promise it's going to be worth your time as well. Yes, this is going to be recorded. Yes, this is going to be staying on my what am I calling it? My fan page for I don't know how long, probably forever. But if it might get taken down, whoever knows? You never really ever know. So if you haven't, and remember guys, if you haven't already done so, you can comment book or books down below to get your very own copy of I Dare You or I Double Dare You. I'll put this on for the remainder of this kind of like summary. Yeah, so I do mention it a few times. If you are offended by me promoting books, then number one, you've probably got a problem. And number two, that's just one of the reasons why I get the chance to do these things, to be able to offer value, to be able to help you guys out as well. And obviously promote my books, because you should always promote things that you believe in. Obviously, we're going to be talking a lot about customer acquisition and all that sort of situation. So, you've got to first and foremost believe in what you are doing and believe in what you're promoting. So I can see we're coming up to 1,000 people. We were actually streaming live on Facebook and YouTube as well, which is really cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to share this live. I'm going to ask you to share this live or do a watch party. When you've done that, if you can come into the comments and type shared or watch party in capital letters, right? Someone's at the door, right? So shared or watch party in capital letters, because I'm going to spin the wheel. I'm going to spin the wheel, and one of you guys I'm going to highlight is the person who's actually shared it and commented watch party. Don't comment shared or watch party if you haven't shared it. That's not so cool to be able to do that. So here we go. Let's get the wheel out. And then also I'm going to go into some stuff as well. All right. So here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Here we go. Spin the wheel. All right. So whilst this is spinning, the winner of Spin the Wheel is Decima. Hey, Decima, how you doing? All right. So, oh, back. That was $100. It can't spin back. I reckon that was definitely $100. It was definitely $100, and then it for some reason span back. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt there. $100 or a book, you can choose, but I think I'm going to choose for you there, Decima. So if you can do me a favor and you can message me, that would be amazing, and that way I can get that sorted for you. Congratulations! Thank you for everyone who are doing the shared and who are doing the watch party. What we're going to do now is I am going to remember yesterday. I told you that you could do a story, do a Facebook or an Instagram story. I'm going to go through. I went through all of them. Like, it took me about 3 hours, but I said I was going to go through all of them, so I did. Right. So the winner of this is Petra_Sawn. Right. This is a screenshot of me taking Petra_Sawn. And the reason why I love this one so much, and there was a load of them that I loved, I can only pick one winner, is she's not English speaking, right? And she did it in English speaking. And I just believe that I spoke yesterday about courage, and I believe, and I'm not saying that you have to have a foreign accent in order to win a prize, but I just believe that if you go outside your comfort zone so much, it deserves to be rewarded. And the fact that you shared your experience and what you liked best about in English, when English is not your natural, your first language, like, fair play. So if we can give Petra_Sawn, I hope your name's Petra. Otherwise it could be awkward. So yeah, if we could give Petra a massive congrats, and then I'm going to spin the wheel for Petra, and then we're going to kind of get into this. All right. So, this is like kind of a bit awkward, this spin the wheel, because it kind of just takes ages to kind of. I've not got the little thing that stops it, so we're going to be sat here for about an hour and a half, just waiting until. Oh, here we go. What is it going to be? There we go. Petra, you win. I double dare you. It's not IDI. It's I double dare you. All right. So you win that. Well done, Petra. All right. So yesterday we had, obviously I came on, Marcella came on, we had Annika came on as well. It was super fun to be with the guys, and obviously we talked about how to be a network marketing gladiator, what's going on during the lockdown. That network marketing is just absolutely skyrocketing at the moment, and people's incomes and volumes, some people's incomes and volumes are doing the same as a result. But make sure that you are staying compliant. Make sure you're still doing the learning as well, so that you can actually catch up to that volume spike as well. Otherwise, it can dip back down to where you're at. Obviously, Marcella came on and just brought a sheer amount of fire emojis, with the 10 truths, which was just amazing. I've got like a whole page of notes from the green is Marcella, the red is Annika. I got loads of notes from both of those guys. One of the big takeaways for me was never beg anyone to get rich with you. That was one of the biggest takeaways that I got yesterday from Marcella. It was amazing. And then also from Annika, she talked about like different language to use and stuff like that. One of the biggest takeaways I got from Annika was like to do a 90-second video about your products. Like, I just thought that was just absolutely gold. The wheel has already been the wheel has already been invented. There's no need for you to reinvent it. I love this. And also, she said "itty bitty shitty committee," which just had me cracking up. I think I spat my salad out at the time because I was watching whilst eating salad. So yeah, a bit of salad flew out somewhere. And then obviously talked about being a network marketing gladiator. All right, so here we go. Let's get into day 2. I appreciate all of you guys who are sharing this. I appreciate all of you guys who are tuning in. Lastly, before I kind of take this message down away from my screen, comment book down below in order to get 1 or 2 of these copies of I Dare You, I Double Dare You. Just comment book down below. All right, guys. So let's have a look. Yeah, that was a Terry McClure saying. I love that. Love Terry. So here we go. Okay. So first and foremost, I want to introduce you to the 4 different types of network marketers, right? And this is like a ladder of success as well. And I want you guys, when I go through these, I want you guys to let me know if you are one of these types, right? So the first type is, let me see if I can, I've got to move my hat. I've got my lunch ready here. I know this is absolutely gross, but like, I love this kind of ham. and I've not eaten all day. So like, yeah, whilst I'm watching the rest of it, I'm going to be eating food. Bit awkward. Sorry about that. But here we go. The first step, there's 4 steps. 4, 2, 3, 4. And I'm not on my whiteboard because it's a little bit awkward whilst doing all this with the whiteboard. But we've got 4 steps. Okay? We got 4. You're right, sir? Sorry. We got 4 steps here, right? The first step is sorry. The first step is sellers and recruiters. So when you join your network marketing business, chances are, yeah, I know, I probably should have just put the hammer away, shouldn't I, really? Chances are you are on the first step, you are a seller or you are a recruiter. And what these guys are, they have one resource, and the resource is they implement. Their resource is their muscle, they implement, right? So they join the business, they implement the beginning of the training, they go out there, yeah, prosciutto, oh my God, so good. With melon as well, but I've got no melon available, so I'm just gonna have the ham without the melon. Like, it works. I'm now gonna forget that I've even shown the ham. No good vegan, yeah, sorry about the vegans out there. All right, so the implementers, so you sell a product, you get paid. You recruit someone, you get paid. That's the first step. So if you've ever sold a product or recruited a rep or a distributor, let me know in the comments. I want you to let me know in the comments if you've ever sold a product or you've ever recruited a distributor, team member, ambassador, affiliate, whatever the terminology is in your network marketing business. All right? That's the first step. Now, a lot of people, they stay on this first step and they make a decent living, right? They make a decent living. You can make decent living from just recruiting people frontline and then obviously selling. And that requires the muscle to implement. The next step is then the duplicators, right? Next step is the duplicators. And the duplicators are the people who help other people sell a dream. So sellers promote a product. They go, hey, I've got this really awesome product. It's amazing. Like, it can help you with communicating with your friends and take photos and connect with your friends and leave voice memos and take notes and be connected with your family and all of this. And it's $1,000. And today you can get it for $800 and like, blah, 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 and you get 10% of it. Or obviously as a recruiter, you're like, hey, I've got this really great concept where you can promote this amazing product by becoming a distributor, and they're going to pay you 10% by doing it. By the way, everyone can be an affiliate for Apple and get 10% commissions if you didn't already know that. Apple and Tesco's and Amazon all have affiliate programs because they know the power of network marketing. Just saying, right? So you sell the dream of people selling products to make an extra income, okay? So duplicators then share that vision and that dream with other people. So duplicators get other people in their team or have other people in their team selling and recruiting or either. So if you've ever had someone in your team, if you've ever recruited someone and sold a product and they have then done the same thing, you're on the second step, right? And that requires you to be able to sell a dream, right? So muscles to be able to implement, and then be able to sell a dream to be able to get someone started. The next step is become a leader. I've written leaders there, but become a leader. Now, leaders, their muscle is communicate, right? So their resource is communicators. So sellers and recruiters, they implement with the muscles they get. They go like, yeah, I can lift that, I can do that. They're implementers. Duplicators pass a vision on, they share a vision. Leaders are communicators. So if you've got a team of duplicators, you are now a leader, right? If you've got a team of people who have got other people who are duplicating the process, then you are a leader. Leaders lead duplicators. So if you are, let me know in the comments if you're a leader. The last step, this is where a lot of you guys need to get to, and not many of you are. The last step, the pinnacle, the step that each and every single one of you guys need to get to is to become a visionary. And the visionaries, they have a high level of imagination, right? They've got sellers and recruiters. They've got duplicators. They have leaders in their team. But their imagination is so freaking high. Why? Because they have fed their mind with personal development. Now, if your muscles are good and your words are good and your heart is good, what's the most important? The most important resource that every one of us have is our mind. And that's why mindset is super important. Each and every single one of you need to understand that in order to be the pinnacle of network marketing, you need to have the vision. And remember, it doesn't take good eyesight to have good vision. You need to have the vision, but you then need to be able to pass the vision on to other people, right? It is so important that you're able to do that, because if you don't, then your business is going to stop at some point. Your mind is the most important asset you'll ever have. And that's how you become an imaginator, and that is how you become a visionary. All right. Now, how do you do it? Well, I believe that in order for you to be able to sell and recruit these days, you need to use social media. If you agree, you can let me know, right? I believe to be able to duplicate, you can create a duplicatable system. We're going to talk about some of them later through social media. Obviously, you can duplicate teams by traveling up and down the country and traveling around the world and go into hotel lobbies and coffee shops and home meetings, or you could do it on social media. If you want to, you can do both when the lockdown ends. Leaders. Now, leaders are mainly created through good communication and obviously good communication. What do we do these days to communicate? I don't know about you guys, but I've not left my house for 3 or 4 weeks, right? If not more. How am I communicating with the world? With this. I go broadcast. I message someone on WhatsApp. We use social media. And visionaries, you don't need social media for that, but it will help you get the imagination. One of the things that I love to do, I'm going to show you these, right? I know I should have prepared this earlier. I've gone off screen. I've gone off script. But one of the things that I love to do the most, apart from eating ham, which it's amazing, one of the things I love to do the most is I love to see what other people do outside of network marketing and then put my network marketing spin on it. So I have like something I call a Dream 50. I learned it a long time ago. 50 people who I follow and I get inspiration from. About 3 or 4 of them are in network marketing. The rest of them are outside of network marketing. And here's a really cool thing. There's a guy called Tom Bilyeu. Tom Bilyeu is basically a unicorn. He created a company in like 4 years or 3 years. It became a $1 billion company. It's Quest Nutrition. It's quite big in the US. I'm not too sure about being worldwide. But he also has a company called The Impact Theory, which is a huge YouTube channel. He's got 1.5 million followers on Instagram. He's just an absolute machine. Anyway, on his Instagram, he was holding up these boards, right? He's got like photos of holding up these boards. Let me move that. Holding up these boards, and it's got writing on them. So I thought, well, you know what? Again, imagination and creativity. I thought, well, if he's done it with network marketing, if he's done it with like just value and entrepreneurship, I could do it with network marketing. So I created this one, how to be successful in network marketing, right? So be coachable, be committed, be consistent. You've got this. And then I created another one, which I posted today on Instagram, the 3 laws of success, right? So the 3 laws of success, the law of attraction, the law of association, and the law of action. So I saw that he was posting that, and I thought, well, you know what? Thanks so much for the idea. That's amazing. I gave credit to him in the first one that I did, saying inspired by Tom Bilyeu. Tom Bilyeu, so Tombilyeu. Real cool guy. I shared the green room with him once at an event in Prague. It was really cool, like meeting like this billionaire, like shook his hand. And I'm a hugger, right? Real interesting, crazy story. Then we're going to bring our next speaker on. So I'm in Prague. I'm backstage. It's a $1 billion company. They hired me to speak, got my own green room. It has my name and his name on. And I was like, oh, this is pretty flipping cool. Like, probably won't meet him. It's a 2-day event. Maybe I'm speaking one day, he's speaking the next day. Anyway, we were given a speaker liaison, right? So I had this woman who was just, her job was just to look after me. And I'm like, I'm really low maintenance. I just need to know when I'm going on, where I've got to go, and I'm all good. Anyway, she walks in with me, and then she goes and says, I'll be back in a minute to introduce you to someone. I was like, all right, who's it going to be? Anyway, in walks in another speaker liaison, followed by Tom, with my speaker liaison, right? So I hug my speaker liaison because I'm a hugger. I hug the other speaking liaison because I'm a hugger. And then I go to Tom, and I put my hand out, and I kind of shake his hand because I'm thinking, I'm like starstruck. I'm like, oh, hello. Like really, really awkwardly. And he was like, I'm a little bit disappointed that I didn't get a hug. So I was like, come here, bring it in. And I hugged him, but I went a little bit extra long. Like I went for a long hug. And I kind of whispered into his ear saying, this is a little bit awkward now, isn't it? Like, should we start? And he was laughing. And we just had this good moment, and it was fun. Connected with him since then. It's just been all fun and games. So use your imagination, guys. Start being creative, because the more imagination, start looking at different people's posts. Look at the posts that I make and see how you can put your own spin on that. Now, here's the thing. All right, and then we're going to get into the first speaker today. Here's the thing. When you start doing things right on social media and you start getting a large amount of attention, right? You start getting a large amount of attention, you're going to come across things that we call haters, right? When you start getting attention, you get good attention and you get bad attention. And you know what? Haters, for me, are like crickets. Okay, you're walking down the street. I always imagine it being in Spain for some reason. You're walking down the street in Spain in the night, and all you can hear is this. And you're like, oh, it's so annoying. But after a while, you don't even recognize it. It's just there. It's just white noise. It's like, yeah, whatever. They're there all the time. Now, if you go off the path and try to find the crickets, and you find the cricket, and it's like this size, and you see the cricket, and you get right next to them, and you put your ear next to it, guess what? It makes absolutely no noise. The exact same thing happens with a hater. They make all this noise from a distance. They make all this noise when they're all together, like, yeah, let's hate on them together. But when you get right up and personal with them, they don't say a flipping word. They don't say a word. And hate is part of the process. You're going to get it. And here's what I recommend you do. When you get your first hater, celebrate it, because it means you're doing something right. It was, I actually think it might be Marcella. I don't think she minds saying this, but she came across a hater and she messaged me and she said, hey, like, Fraser, like, obviously you're my mentor. Like, how do I deal with the hater? I said, celebrate it. Congratulations, you just hit the next level. Got a hater. And that's what you've got to do. And that's the whole process. Social media is a great way for you to sell and recruit. It's a great way for you to be a duplicator. It's a great way for you to be a leader through communication. But it's also a great way for you to be a visionary by increasing your imagination, by seeing what other people are doing and then doing your own version of it. Haters are a part of the process. It's impossible for you to grow without getting hate. People will hate you and not tell you. People will hate you and tell you. Here's what I want you to do. Celebrate that, because when the hater comes on into the comments, when the hater messages you, when the hater comes and gives you loads of angry emojis on your lives, go thank them. Thank you so much for boosting my algorithms. The funny thing is, they watched 3 minutes of your video. They've watched all your content. They're watching everything. Someone said, I'm not too sure who it was, but someone said that haters are actually confused supporters. Quite fun how that works out. All right, guys. So what we're going to do is I'm going to introduce you to our first speaker today, who has become such a great person to be friends with. I've known her now for, I think it might be like 3 years. I think she's hanging on. She's like, yeah, I think it's about 3 years now. And when we connected, you know, she was building a great business, and she had her dips, she had her ups, she had her downs. And since then, her business has come such a far way. It is actually insane. Honestly, when I first met her, I knew she had the potential to be on something like this. I just knew it. I just knew she has it. She has that thing about her. But you know, he's like, okay, I think she can do it, but it's up to her to go and do it. And I am so grateful that this is happening now, because she is worthy of so much more than what she's already had, because that's the type of person she is. She's from a part of the world that is very, very similar to the part of the world that I'm from, in the fact that they are very family orientated, very humble people, very warm people. They also have an accent. So if you guys can't understand, to be fair, if you can understand me, you'll be able to understand her. Her accent's awesome. But she has just become one of the best customer sellers that I have ever met. Right? She's just a great person. I obviously I don't go into achievements and company names and all that. It's very difficult to edify as well as I can generically, but I want you I want you guys to go absolutely flipping nuts in the comments, in the hearts, in the wows, in the cares. Just go absolutely nuts now and throughout this presentation, because it's not easy, guys, doing this virtually. I want you to give her your energy as if you would like her and me to do it to you one day when you're on a Success Summit online. All right, so I'm going to welcome on Hayley Ledbetter. All right, so I've now got to then do all this. How you doing?
Hi.
Yeah. I am going to just like pass it on to you.
Okay.
You're going to be incredible. I just appreciate you so much. And I'm looking forward to making notes on your stuff.
Thank you so much.
Right.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Lovely to be here. And thank you so much, Fraser, for that lovely introduction. So, yes, I do hope that you can understand me, because I have got a Geordie accent, but I'm trying to speak as posh as I possibly can. So my name's Hayley Ledbetter. Like Fraser said, I'm from Newcastle upon Tyne in the UK. I've got 2 beautiful little boys who I do everything I do for them. And I'm just so absolutely grateful. I'm not going to cry. I'm such an emotional person. This is ridiculous. I'm speaking for not even 1 minute yet. I'm just so grateful for the opportunity of Fraser actually inviting me on here. Even just being associated with you is just incredible. So thank you so much for this opportunity. So I have been involved in network marketing now for 5 years. I was actually with a previous company to the company I'm currently with now. Loved the previous company I was with. Just realised, unfortunately, that I was working with the wrong product, had an incredible business, and I'm a very passionate person when it comes to the brand and the product, so I really needed to be working with the right product for me. So made that very difficult decision to move to another company and start from scratch, literally from scratch. And, you know, I don't think there's many people out there that can say that actually have maintained a relationship with their previous uplines from their previous company and have still went on to build a successful business. And I'm just really happy that I've been able to do that. So for the last 2 years, in my current company, you know, it was absolutely crucial that I could prove myself to my family, to myself, to everybody around me, that, you know, I could be successful again. And the most important thing for me, in terms of having my successful business is, you know, having the foundations of a strong customer base. And someone said to me actually 2 years ago, Hayley, you know, whatever you do, never stop learning. And that's something I really have taken on board, and I will be forever grateful for that advice. So much so that I'm still a stay-at-home mummy. I work around my 2 little boys, and the thing for me was that I wanted to be a stay-at-home mummy, but I wanted to bring in a full-time, very full-time income, and that was really important to me. So there's no surprise that I'm going to be talking about how to explode your customer base from your warm and cold contacts, okay? And when I first started in my current network marketing business, the first thing I did was write out my who do you know list. This was the very first thing I did, thinking about friends, family, work colleagues, people I went to school with, people, you know, that I knew in the community, people who had particular backgrounds, and I contacted them with, you know, excitement about the product. And I remember actually the very first message I sent out to people probably consisted of only 3 words, maybe something like, oh my God, and a photograph of the product. And this was, of course, to my really close friends and family, but that was just the excitement I had about the product that I wanted to share with them. And obviously, you know, straight away they wanted to know what it was that I was sharing with them. Also within that list, I identified key people. So key people in my warm market that I saw as people who could help me grow my customer base, whether that was someone because of the industry that they were in, or how active they were on Facebook, or maybe they had a really good network of friends. There was a few different factors, and the reason why that I identified these warm contacts as key people for me. So one of these key people was my sister. So I knew she didn't want to be involved in the business side, But she was a key person because I knew that she would help me grow my customer base, because she was active on Facebook. She had a really big circle of friends. She wanted to try the product. So I knew that it was someone, you know, that I needed to get into her network, basically. And these people in particular, I call them my silent business partners. And I actually have lots of these people in my organisation, otherwise known as loyal customers. And it's something that I coach my team to do and really start growing their customer base from day one. And this is something that you can absolutely do so simply. So what I did with these key people in my warm market was I got them using the product. I asked them to share a teaser post on their social media. Maybe, you know, could be that they're waiting for the product. So, oh my God, I'm so excited to receive this. And then once the product arrived, this is the biggie, I got them to do a before and after photograph of the product, of themselves using the product, but I got them to do it not only in my customer group, but also on their personal profile. Now, what this allows you to do is it allows you to tap into that person's warm market, okay? And this is exactly what I did, and this is what I continue to do every single day. And you do this successfully by ensuring that you're really present on that person's Facebook. And what I mean by being present is interacting in that post, you know, getting involved in conversations, building a presence on their news feed, maybe by tagging them in photos, tagging them in lives, demos, doing thank you posts. So just being really present so that people can see that you are connected, okay? So these key customers done the before and after photographs, or they've done a testimonial in your customer group and on their personal profile. What you need to do is then you need to go in and love that post and comment in the post so that you get notifications. Then what I do is I just let her and all of her friends just talk amongst themselves. And what I do is I love all of the comments, and then I direct message every single person who's commented on that post, just with something along the lines of, hi Jenny, I saw you commented on my sister's post this afternoon. Oh my God, it's amazing, isn't it? Would you like me to add you into my private beauty group? Now, by you adding them into your customer group, this is where they're going to be exposed to even more testimonials and before and after photographs. The exposures obviously are so important, and ultimately they'll then turn into a customer. Now, this is the beginning of your customer building relationship with that new person. And the reason why, you know, I back everything up with the customer group is they're going to get the multiple exposures, and that is what you want them to see, multiple exposures from multiple people. And by being in there, ultimately, they will result in a customer. So this I've found, you know, to be so powerful, and it's really, really helped me generate hundreds of customers through referrals within my warm market. Now, the strategy of getting your customer to post, tag, and refer is basically a process that I then do with their friends. So thinking back to Jenny commenting on my sister's post, I then invited her into my beauty group. She then became a customer. She's then waiting for her product to come, so I get her to do a post. She's then received our product, so I get her to do a post saying she's excited to use it. She has been using the product for a while, so I then get her to do a before and after photograph, a testimonial, and then I basically start the process over with Jenny's friends, because her friends are then going to comment and ask questions, okay? So it's really, really simple strategy. The other key thing to remember here is that when a new customer shares a review or before and after photograph, for example, this is where they sell the product for you, because what happens is, if you've got some of their friends in your customer group and they know each other, you don't even know that they know each other. They're just all in your customer group. Their friends are going to see that they actually got a friend who's using the product, and they're going to feel really comfortable chatting to that person in their post. So what you'll find is, in your customer group, they'll start having a conversation amongst themselves. And what happens is, your customer actually sells that product for you to the new customer that you've just added into your beauty group. So it's such a simple process, and this is why relationship building is so important with your warm market, and it really will help you build your customer base. So basically, this is what you need to do. And once you've done the immediate friends and family, you then need to think about anyone that's related to their immediate friends and family and who they're connected to, so that you know, you can connect with their friends and families and their colleagues. And this is initially how I grew my customer base. And this is what I still do today. Like literally, my husband was also a key person, he'll be glad to know. And he really helped me in growing my customer base, because what I did was I connected with all of his female school friends on social media. So me and Paul went to different schools. We've got a couple of years between us. So we had a different school friends, different area network. And again, what I was able to do was I was able to tap into that network because I had the connection with Paul. And in fact, today, even yesterday, actually, I got a new customer from one of the initial connections that I made when I very first started network marketing. So it just shows that it's an absolute ripple effect, and it'll just continue growing and growing and growing your customer base. Now, another way to grow your customer base is, you know, just to ask your customers outright to do for referrals. And what I normally do is I ask my customers if they would, you know, if they would mind inviting like a handful of their friends and family into my beauty group. And the key here is to control who is being added into your customer group. It's really, really important that you have settings on your group so that you can allow people into the group, okay? Because if people were just joining your group and you didn't have control over that, people are going to slip through the net. What you need to do is you need to control who's being added into your group so that you can make that initial connection with them, welcome them into your customer group, introduce yourself, tell them what the group's all about, and just make them feel really special, because this is when the relationship building ultimately starts. And like we know, they'll become a customer of yours, okay? And I do this a lot with my customers, especially customers who maybe spend a lot of money on the brand, or those who I can see are really passionate about the products and they'll want to share it with their network, or someone who I can see, you know, lives in a complete different area to me, or has a complete different network, or we're very different in age, then I know I can tap into a different market with them. All these factors are what you need to be looking out for in terms of opportunity with your current customer base to grow your base. And I believe, you know, everyone that I've crossed paths with over the years will become my customer at some point. And it just amazes me every day when I get to have a conversation with someone. I think, oh my God, like that is why I came across you like all them years. That's how we become friends. And I really do believe, you know, like everyone crosses paths with you for a reason. And this is the reason for me to build and create an incredible customer base and help all of my team do the same. Now, we're network marketers, and, you know, relationship building is so important. So you know, something that I'm always aware of, you know, whether this is offline or online, you know, if I go to a party, my goal isn't to sell 5 products, it's to make 5 friends and to start the whole customer cycle with that person. And when I meet new people, it gets me so excited, because I know that I've got this strategy to go through with them, and it is really so exciting. Now, I'll quickly touch on, you know, how you can use this strategy with your cold market. It's really simple. You do exactly the same process, but you have to start off by building a relationship and earning that person's trust, okay? So I'll give you an example. I offered the business opportunity to a girl 1 year ago, okay? I profiled this girl, and, you know, I could see she was going to be my perfect business partner, okay? On Facebook, we had absolutely no mutual friends, no connections at all. And I connected with her. It wasn't the right time for her. And we stayed in touch. We spoke probably like every month, and, you know, talked about the kids, talked about mummy struggles, just every day-to-day stuff, nothing to do with the business or the product, although she could see everything that was happening on my newsfeed. And then 1 year later, she bought her very first product just in February 2020. So all of that interaction, all of that relationship building meant that, you know, when she felt ready to invest in a product, she came to me and she got that product. And that took 1 whole year, okay? But what's happened from that one cold connection is just incredible in my business. Now, when she purchased this product, I did the exact same process that I did with my sisters and all of the people that I've you know, come into contact with. You know, the same strategy as I did with my sister. So I got her to put a post on that she was excited to receive our product. a post to say that she was waiting for a product, the post that the product came, a post of the before and after photographs. And like I said, this is the biggie. So she did this on her personal profile and in my beauty group. Now, the sales this time didn't come from the customer group, they came from her personal profile, because obviously this was something new for her network to see. Okay, so I did the same process. I loved the post and I commented in the post, and then I loved all of her friends' comments as well. And what happened was, one by one, all of our friends started asking, what is this? Where can I get one from? And I basically just, was ready there to start building that relationship with them and, get all those people into my customer group and start networking with them, really. So I asked her to add all of these girls into my customer group, knowing that they were going to be exposed to all of the other exposures around this one product. I asked her if she minded, if I requested the girls on Facebook, and she didn't mind, so I did this. And remember, I obviously did go to her and say, wow, look at all these people interested in this product, these could be your customers, but the timing still wasn't right for her, and you have to respect that for people. And I think that's why this girl really warmed to me, because I didn't push her, and I did just want her to try the product because I'm so passionate about the product. I knew she would love it. So they're all in my beauty group and they're all my friends now on Facebook. They're all cold people, and one by one, all of these girls start to invest in the product, and I connect with them all with the same strategy, get them to post to say that they're excited for the product to come, get them to post when their product arrives, so just a little selfie saying, oh my God, I'm so excited to try it. Then get them to post a before and after photograph, whether that's on their personal Facebook or in my customer group. Now it's on their personal Facebook. What do? I start the same process all over again, loving and commenting, and then connecting with all of their friends. And it is so simple. Now, just with this one person and 7 of her friends, they all have not just one product each, 5 products. They're all in my customer group. And actually, what's happened is within this little network, a circle of friends, I've actually found a business partner in there, somebody who's going to be absolutely awesome, someone that I've connected with and built a relationship, and she has, referring people to me, that she can see the bigger picture, okay? And that's so exciting. And this has all just started from me, doing that who do you know list with my warm market, and then branching out to tap in other people's markets, and then looking for those cold people within social media. For example, I use social media, people who I could see as a perfect customer, a perfect business partner. It's so duplicatable, what Fraser was just saying. I literally get my girls to do this as soon as they join. Who do you know? Who can you connect with? Okay, let's get into their network. Who do they know? Who can we connect with? And it's just so simple. And that is literally what I do. And that's how I've grew and built and continue to build and probably get a brand new customer every single day through this really simple strategy.
Oh my God. Like, what just happened? Guys, if you can give Hayley some love in the comments. Are you cool to just stick around for a bit to answer some questions? Yeah,
I'm just going to get a drink of water. My whole
So, number one, guys, her accent's awesome, right? You didn't need a translator. And I'm sure if we were all Geordies, it would be a more Geordie accent, right? Because I know when I'm in Liverpool, I'm full on So I absolutely love that question that I had. And guys, if you have any questions, please do me a favor and put them in the comments. We'll see how many we can ask in the next however long until Hayley has to go, because we're just going to steal her brain because it's magical. So what happens if you get a customer and they basically say, "Oh, nah, I don't want to post that on my profile"? Do you just move on, or is there anything that you do?
Yeah, I think it's probably just about building confidence with that person, because let's face it, if you're not in network marketing, it doesn't come natural to you to put something on your social media, like a little selfie, or to say that you're waiting for a product to come. So in those cases, what I'll do is I'll ask them, okay, do you feel more comfortable maybe popping it on your Facebook stories or your Instagram stories? Or how do you feel if I actually post something on your newsfeed? So I could actually just post a thank you post for your order and tag the customer, and that'll go on their newsfeed. Or I could, you know, take a photograph of the product and pop it on the newsfeed and say, oh my God, it's on its way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just, you know, it doesn't need to be a big essay. And I think it's just about making people feel comfortable. You know, you're not asking them to do something that's going to, you know, change everything, or just work with that person, because like you say, everybody is different.
Yeah, no, I love that. I think it's amazing. So inside the group, and by the way, guys, Hayley's with like the product that she mainly promotes is like a beauty product, like skincare / beauty product as well. But the whole process is relatable with any product, to be honest with you. It's just what works really well, works really well for her. So inside the group, like what else, like obviously you're posting about the product, before and afters in there. Are you posting like valuable stuff, like in terms of like, this is how you use it, this is a demo? Is it just you posting? Is it other people kind of contributing?
So my customer group is like my baby. It's literally probably the first thing I look at when I wake up in the morning. So it's my window. If you imagine yourself going to work, going to the salon, opening the salon with the key, going inside, that's me. My customer group is my shop, okay? So I have to be present in there every single day, and if I'm not, I'm totally failing my business. So what is in there is just loads of people interested in the product. Not everyone's purchased something in there, but I know that one day they will, because it's just down the exposure. So what I always say to people when they set up the customer group, you need to give them value. So what's your hobby? So my hobby is just being a mammy. Like, my boys are just my world. And so in there, the majority of people are in there are mammies as well, and I can connect with them through stuff about the kids. So if I'm having a crazy morning, I'll like go in there and put a status in there. Oh my God, like, has anybody else not slept tonight? Or, you know, the other night I was actually rugby tackling my baby to get him to sleep. And you know, it's just giving people content, like what people can relate to. So I know that if I can get people engaging with me, I can get them looking at my product, and that generates conversation in your customer group. And then if they're in your customer group and they're engaging with something totally off topic, they'll then keep scrolling and having a look and seeing what else is going on in there. Now, within my group, so let's just talk about one product, for example. I always make sure that I've got multiple exposures on that one product. So it could be, it could just be a selfie, it could be a before and after photograph, it could be a written testimonial, it could be a demo of me physically using the product, it could be a live, so me actually going live and doing question and answers, showing everyone how to use the product, or doing it on someone else. And then it could be like a scientific video. So, you know, you've got to cover everyone. Some people love the facts, some people love the benefits. I believe that, you know, facts tell but stories sell. So that's what I like to make sure in my beauty group, that it's not just me showing the results of the product. I want people to see results from my customers. So my customers are so comfortable in going into my group and saying, oh my God, I just took a photograph this morning, like, look at this. And they'll share their results. And honestly, what happens is people will see their friend in your group and think, oh, I didn't know they use that product. Oh, if they're using it, I need one. And then that customer will just sell that product for you, and you're like, oh, hi, brilliant. And then, you know what I mean? It's like, it works so well, but it's just about giving that person like confidence and you know, and saying like, you know, get in there and share it, like get involved and be part of it, and just go with the trends, like what's happening, whatever's happening in the world. If like a celebrity's getting married or someone's just give birth, talk about it, create engagement, and just always make sure that you've got all of the exposures covered on one product. So don't just go in there and blast out 200 products, like choose like 5 key products. That's what I do. And then every single day I work to ensure that I'm, you know, sharing exposures. And it might even be that you've got a post from like 2 years ago that you just love boosting up all of the time. And it means that, you know, if you came to me and you said, right, I need something for this, I'd be like, right, okay, I'm going to tag you in that in my customer group. Or my friend has got this, okay, I'll tag you in that demo. Or my friend's really interested, but just is a little bit skeptical, okay, I'll tag you in that story. And it's just making sure that you've got all avenues covered. So when people get started in my organization, the who do you know list is so important. Like, who are the people that you're going to connect with, but also, what are the products that we're going to expose in your group, and how can we make sure that you've got all exposure? So I give my team the content to get their group all set up, make it all look pretty and loads of value in there, and then they add their customers in there. But you've got to make sure you've got something else. So it's like a community. So it might be that you don't have kids, but you love exercise or you love eating healthy. Just have another topic to get that engagement going.
So like your kind of, how many people are in your customer group?
So I've got 1,300 in my customer group, but I actually only had 324 2 years ago. But I think that was down to the product that I'm working with. I'm really passionate about it. I'm such like a passionate person. Like I could, talk about it all day. So I think that just goes to show. And I just think as well, probably this strategy actually that I've developed over the last 2 years, that has obviously helped us grow my customer base. However, saying that, I've got people in my organization who have maybe got 200 people in their group, 300, and they can have just as much success as I can. So I don't think you need to necessarily worry about the numbers. It's the content and the value.
Yeah, no, I absolutely love that. Someone said, or someone asked, I lost the comment, but it said like, do you approve posts? Like, do people post and then you have to approve them, or is it just kind of like open so anyone can kind of post anything and then it's like
no, so it's fine for people just to post in my group. It's quite an open, trusting environment. I do have that setting on my personal profile, but not within my beauty group. So yeah, it's quite open for people to share.
So guys, let me know in the comments if you are going to try this out. And don't forget, if you give it a little bit of oomph, you will triumph. Everything works that we're teaching here if you work at it and you stick to it. Hayley, last question before I kind of let you go. And again, thank you so much. I really appreciate all this. Do you encourage your distributors to create their own customer group, or do you have them like leverage the one that you already have?
No, definitely not. They all have their own.
They all have their own.
All have their own. It's literally like the second step that they do. So get registered, order your products, watch the Getting Started video, and straight away get that beauty group set up. Like that's done within the first, couple of hours of getting registered. I give them all the content, make sure it looks good, and then I'll help them invite people into the group. However, they are all in my group, and obviously anything in my group for my team, I say to them, use anything, be inspired by me. And it's so simple and so duplicatable that they can literally just go off and do it themselves. It just gives them so much confidence. So it is just almost like a little base for them to get ideas and inspiration from. And what I also do is I encourage my team, to leave testimonials in my group, and I also go into their group and leave testimonials. And if you've got someone in your group in your organization who's maybe not confident straight away on doing demos, do it for them in their group. Go in and do the live for them, do a demo, and just really work with that person. And eventually, like, people get the hang of it and love it.
Oh, well, you are way too cool. There's been so much love. I've been looking at the comments. I didn't want to keep putting them on in front of you because I know it can be very distracting as well. Guys, lastly, can you guys just do me a massive favor and give Hayley some love here? That would be absolutely amazing. And again, thank you so much. I really appreciate you being a part of this and dropping the value. We probably could have talked about this for about 3 days. And I know that you would be able to keep going about it as well. So I just really appreciate you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Honestly, thank you very much.
No, I appreciate you, and I'll catch you in a little bit.
Okay.
All right. Bye. All right, guys. So how cool is Hayley, right? She is it's so funny. To me, say funny is an interesting one, but like, look at the beginning, right? I challenge you to go. This is a great lesson for all of you. I challenge you to go back when this is over and done with and it's recorded. Go back to when Hayley first came on, and then like fast forward like 15 minutes and look at her, all about her energy, because as soon as she got into her flow, you weren't stopping her. right? You weren't so, and it's a great lesson of like, if you truly believe in what you do and you truly are passionate about what you do, like don't let yourself get in your own way, so to speak. A lot of people do, and Haley could have quite easily said, like, it's not easy to do this, guys. It takes a lot of confidence to be able to do this. She could have quite easily been like, yeah, it's maybe another time, but she did it. And I'm so grateful for her to be able to have taken the time to do that. Here's one of the reasons why I love this. She's great, isn't she? Right? She's so awesome. And one of my favorite things about her, she doesn't realize how incredible she is. And I hope that one day when she gets that, like, oh, she'll go to a whole nother level. That's one of the things. She's very, very, very relatable. And that's one of the goals with mine of the Success Summit Online, is to bring you the relatable stories, the people who have, from 300 to 1,300 people in their group and crushing it in 2 years. Not, oh, I've got 78,000 people in my customer group and I started it 2 days ago. Hey, I'm amazing. Like, these are real, relatable stories that you can replicate and crush. She didn't hold anything back. She wasn't like, oh, I'll leave that for another day. And she was telling you exactly what she was doing. So again, massive thank you. One of the things that I loved about that was the idea of you actually create small wins, right? So you actually create small wins. And here's the thing. In order for you to grow a substantial, large business inside of network marketing, you need to be able to take the boring and make it exciting, right? This is absolutely fundamental. You need to be able to take the boring. You need to be able to take the boring and make it exciting, okay? And how you do this is through excitement, okay? Now, in my book, I dare you, again, I'll put it up here. I'll put the comments in. I want to just share with you one of the concepts that I talk about in the book, in this book in particular, is the idea of the infinity cycle of success, right? So everyone knows this little symbol means infinity, which means it keeps going round and round and round and round and round and round and round. Now, the key to the infinity cycle is action, okay? So in the middle, we have action. Now, belief creates the action, okay? Belief creates the action. And then another part of it is that, I'm not going to go through all the different things. Okay, sod it, I will. Experience, confidence, right? So belief turns into action. Action turns into experience, which then turns into confidence, which then gives you more belief, and therefore you take more action. Now, on the other side of things, when you take more action, you get speed. And when you get more speed, you get momentum. And when you get momentum, you then get excited. You are excited about what you're doing in the morning. You're excited. You're excited. You're excited. Okay, so here's the process drawn out. Belief to take action. Action gives you speed. Speed gives you momentum. Momentum makes you excited. And excited makes you take more action. So when you get all these different wins, when you get all these small wins, it keeps you excited. So when you get 32 requests to join your customer group, it's like, all right, that's 32 people who are potentially going to join the business. When you get someone to make a post and they make it, you're like, all right, happy days, they've made the post. When 3 people comment on that post and you're like, all right, great, happy. You're constantly getting excited. And here's the key, guys. If you can get into a situation where every day you and your team are excited, when you wake up in the morning at 7 o'clock in the morning, you're like, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. And when you're going to bed, you're like, I can't wait to wake up in the morning because this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. Versus, oh my God, I don't want to I've got 3 people to talk to today. Like, I don't really know what to do. Like, I'll procrastinate. Excitement eliminates procrastination. All right? Excitement eliminates procrastination. When you're excited, you don't procrastinate. When you're not excited, you're not inspired, you're not motivated, you put it off and 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 you put it off. All right. So let's kind of crack on. Are you guys enjoying this so far? How, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much are you guys enjoying day 1 and day 2 so far? 1 being like, I hate it. Why are you still watching? 10 being, I love it. Can we do it every day? Woo! We still have an hour to go. Today's a little bit longer than the other days, but I'm going to be speaking for about 45 minutes now. And then people are saying 10,000, a million. This is amazing. Keep going. 10s, 9, 10, 10, 100, 10, 10, 10, 11, 11, 8, 10, 10, 10, 100. There's loads of. All right, average score of about 4.3 million, I think, at the moment. So that's good. It's good to know. All right, so I'm going to speak for about 45 minutes, and then we're going to have Rob Sperry come on. Now, if some of the things overlap, I want you to make sure you make notes of it. But here's something that I've learned over the years. Take notes. Like, I take notes on everything. I am a note-taking addict. I am also an action-taking addict, and therefore, note-takers who become action takers end up being money makers. Right? If that's what floats your boat, then that's what you got to do. You got to be a note-taker and an action taker, not an action faker, and you'll end up being a money maker. So here's what I recommend you do: take your notes, and at the end of each day, go through your notes. At the end of each day, go through your notes and highlight the things that you're going to take action on. Right? So some of the stuff that I teach might overlap Haley's, some of the stuff that Rob teach might overlap what I do, but figure out what you're going to use and go ahead and implement it. So it's time to spin the wheel again. All right, here we go. Time to spin the wheel. Again, guys, all you got to do is comment to take part. Oh, no, I did it too. This could be going on for a while. Let's have a look. And the winner is Zoila Garman. And you win a Ninja Tracker. All right. So, yeah, that's just to prove that that's right. It did just move then. Well, that's a Ninja Tracker for you then, Zoila. So just message me here on Facebook, and I'll be able to get that over to you. I'll ask you for your name and your address, obviously, so we can ship that over to you. And we go from there. I know that I speak fast. I can't help that. I would rather speak fast with high energy than speak slow and be super boring. If I spoke like this, hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to build your network marketing business using social media. People wouldn't last 5 minutes, right? And it's a real big key for you to build your network marketing business. When you're using live video, speak in your own language so that you can be 100% passionate and excited about what it is that you're doing, because delivery is the key. Delivery is the key, right? You notice the people who deliver the message in a powerful way usually are the ones you remember, are usually the ones you listen to. Okay, so let's get into this. Okay, so I've got, I want to talk to you about customer onboarding and then distributor onboarding. So these are things that you can do. This is kind of like the process that I recommend when you bring in a new customer. All right. So let's go. I'm going to kind of, if someone can, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and put them in the comments, right? So that you get the notes of this, right? I haven't got my whiteboard. It's very difficult for me to do this on the whiteboard. But here's what we're going to do. You bring in a new customer. How? Follow what Haley just shared. How? Speak to your warm market list. How? Be active, right? How? Get belief in the product like you get belief in a movie. When you have the belief in a movie that you enjoy, so if you like Jurassic Park, me and Svetlana watched it back I've only watched it once, so we watched it the other night and it was just as epic as ever. 1993, I think it came out, which is just hilarious. But yeah, I know, right? Scousers do speak fast, Sharon, that's right. So, you get passionate about the movie. You love Jurassic Park. So what do? You talk about Jurassic Park. You talk about Jurassic Park. You talk about Jurassic Park. You tell all your friends about Jurassic Park. If you don't like the movie, you don't promote it. Or let's say you haven't seen it. You're like, oh yeah, you should go watch the Jurassic Park movie. Everyone else is saying you should watch it. Have you seen it? What do you like best? Oh, no. No, I've not seen it yet. But everyone else says it's really good. Oh, okay. So get a new customer. Right? When you get the new customer, I want you to contact them 24 hours after buying. Right? So that's number one. I want you to make notes like this. For some reason, it's not posting. Looks like it has just now. So number one, contact them 24 hours after they've bought the product. Why do you do this? Well, there's something called buyer's remorse. And buyer's remorse is when people regret or think about regretting the decision that they've made when they've actually bought a product. So someone buys, let me know in the comments, guys, if you've ever done this, okay? Let me know if you've ever bought a car, a house, a handbag, some shoes, trainers, a holiday, an Apple product, a book, whatever, right? Whatever, okay? I want you to imagine when you've bought that, have you ever gone, so as soon after they've purchased it, so as soon as someone purchases it, right? As soon as someone's purchased it, 24 hours after, that's when you're going to contact them. You're going to do a voice message, you're going to do a video message, you're going to do a text message, you're going to contact them, whichever method that you prefer. What's the best method? The best one that you can keep doing, right? So you do that. What are you going to say? You're going to say something like this. For those of you who can type fast, if you can make notes in this and then share it with everyone, that would be amazing. But this is what you're going to say. Hey, Emma. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Paul. Hey, Jasmine. Hey, Scott. Whatever. Just want to let you know your product's on the way to you. You should receive delivery of it a week from now, whatever you think it's going to be. A week from now, just want to let you know you've made an incredible decision. You've made an amazing decision, right? That's it. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to say, right? Just wanted to come here and say that you've done that. Amazon don't do that. Tesco's don't do that. Apple don't do that. There's a very, very small amount of companies who go above and beyond with the customer experience. So you get a customer. Step one, you contact them to let them know as soon as they, like 24 hours after they've bought, not received, bought. So you would say, hey, Samantha, just wanted to say congrats on your order that you made yesterday. You should expect delivery of it about a week from now. You've made a great decision. Let me know when the product arrives so I can give you the next step. Let me know when the product arrives so that I can give you the next step. So number two, contact them when product arrives. Now, if you know when the product arrives, you can contact them on that day, right? Or they reach out to you. Some people will reach out to you, some people will not, right? That's just the aim of the game, right? That's just the way the process is, okay? So what do? We're now going to say to them, we need to create what we call the fear of missing out, right? If you know what I mean, comment FOMO down below whilst I take some water. We've got here in Cologne, it's like one of the most dusty cities I've ever been in. Like me and Svetlana are like almost all day. It's really, really weird. It's cheesy if you believe it's cheesy, right? It's expensive if you believe it's expensive. It takes too much time if you believe it takes too much time, right? So FOMO, right? Okay, good, right? So fear of missing out. So here's what you want to do. Say, right, if you could do me a massive favor, obviously they've received the product, you'll now contact them. If you could do a huge favor, if you could post a selfie of yourself with the product into the group, which is a customer group or a product exposure group. Same thing, really. I believe that it's good to have a group product exposure group or a customer group where people go in there to get the information, but they also stay in there when they've got the product. Now, for those of you who, and by the way, guys, just out of interest, how many of you just say like yes if you've received the book? If you bought them and you haven't received them yet, they are on their way. They get shipped 2 days after you buy them. So they'll be somewhere corona free, right? So if you've ever bought any of my books, what will happen is you will get a postcard with the book. Now, I'm not saying you have to get a postcard, but on the postcard it says, because it's impossible for me to contact everyone, say, hey, I know you've got the book today, woohoo! I would need like a team of about 100 people doing that every single day. Right? So you get the books. If you haven't got the books, this is what you're going to expect. You're going to get a postcard that says thank you. Why do I do that? 2 reasons. Number 1 is Amazon don't give you postcards. So what do? You do the exact opposite to what these other brands do. Amazon, it comes and you're like, woo, yeah, I'm excited. I got my Amazon delivery. Like, woo. But you now have the opportunity to make people feel that the product that you're promoting and the product you're selling is not expensive. It's actually inexpensive. Why? Because you're going above and beyond. Amazon don't give you customer service like this. Yes, they deliver fast. Their delivery speed is good, but their customer experience is not, right? So you get a book. you get I double dare you. Again, comment book down below. I'll get you the link out. All right. The postcard comes in. It says thank you, and I write a little note. It's not handwritten. It's printed. Okay, printed. If you could do me a huge favor, take a selfie with the book and post it on your social media. So, social media flooded on stories, on lives, on posts of people with the book. Right? What does that do? It creates a fear of missing out. So people who like books are like, ooh, what's that book? Now people, because they appreciate the work that I do and I appreciate them way more back, right? The amount of appreciation and gratitude that I've got to you guys who are customers and obviously who people have gone through my programs and my books, you have no idea. I talk to Svetlana about it pretty much every day on how can I keep getting customer and service better? How can I keep giving these guys more value? And I had a call with someone today. They said like, they're in my inner circle, right? When you join the inner circle, you get a call with me. And she said to me, where it was a half an hour call, she basically said to me, she said, I can't believe the amount of free value that you put out there. It's staggering how much there is. Yet when I've paid for stuff, a significant investment, there's even more in structure and strategy in sequence. And it's like, this is flipping game changing. And that's because I just want to help you guys. So here we go. So it creates fear of missing out. So people now, they're in the group and now they basically post a photo of themselves going like, woohoo, day one of my product. There we go. There's the weed, right? Day one of the product. Now, people who are in the group who haven't made a decision yet, they're now like, oh, I probably should request some more information about that. I see all these people receiving their products. I'm the one missing out. I'm the minority. And people flipping hate being the minority. Now, why do we do this? I see my inner circle people. Yeah. So, love you guys. So, here's what's going to happen now. Okay. So step one is you contact them after 24 hours. Why do you do this? To remove buyer's remorse, but to start the customer experience process. So when you do the last step, it's not flipping weird. This is going to make so much sense when it comes to the end of it. Step number two. Step number two is you contact them when they get their product to encourage them to post a selfie into the group. And then obviously step number three is share how to use the products. Right. So if it's a weight loss product, say to them, hey, what you want to do is get the shake, put it in some water, shake it up, or put it in a blender. I like to add some strawberries. I like to add a little bit of honey. I like to add some marzipan. I mean, I don't know, right? I don't know. If it's a skincare product, say, hey, I've got a video here for you so you know exactly what to do, and reassure them, like, I am here if you need. I am here if you want, right? I just realized, yeah, that's step number three. I forgot about putting the other two, but they should be in the comments. All right. So, there we go. All right. So step number three. Now, step number four is I want you to contact them. Step number four, contact after 7 days. Right? Contact after 7 days. It doesn't matter if they don't use social media, then you skip number two. But the majority of people are using social media. There'll be the odd few who don't. Right? This is obviously social media. Success Summit Online is mainly social media trainings. So here we go. I appreciate you, Claudia. That's so good. So cool to see your success as well. Appreciate you. Right. So step number four is contact them after 7 days. Now, if you were to do this without doing all the different steps, then they'd be like, why are you contacting me? This is weird. Marzipan, gross. I know, in a shake. Like, I know, it's a bit weird. Maybe we'll put some ham in there. Anyway, so 7 days. Hey, just following up to see how you're getting on with the product. Like, hey, have you been using it? Because here's the thing, guys. A lot of people who buy products don't use them. A lot of people who buy products, they use them for a couple of days and they leave them in the shelf. I have a cupboard over there. I can't show it to you. That has products that have been in there for 6 months that I've not used. Why? Life got in the way. Why? Other products have come that I've been using ahead of them. Why? I forget they're even there. So you sometimes need to remind people, because your goal is to get them a product result and a good product experience to be able to leverage in the follow-up. If you're following me so far, let me know. I just want to make sure that you're following me so far. So again, I recap all the time when I go through because repetition is the way how you absorb training and not just learn training. I see Sherry's done a watch party. Watch party, yeah. Number 1, contact them 24 hours after they've purchased to remove buyer's remorse and start the customer care process. Number 2, contact them when they've received their product, if you know that, or obviously look out for their message when they've told them the product's arrived. Encourage them to post into the product exposure or the customer group. Obviously, same sort of thing, really, right? Selfie with the product. Woohoo! Number 3, people are following. Yeah, good work. Number 3 is you then, did I say number 3? I might have skipped a step. Oh yeah, number 3 is tell them how to use the products. Number 4 is contact them after 7 days to ensure that they're using the products. Contact them after 7 days to ensure that they're using the products, right? Now, number 5, this is where we get fun. Number 5, contact after X days to ask a question, right? So this needs a little bit more explanation, okay? Right, contact after X days to ask a simple question. Here's the thing, guys, every product's different. You guys might have a product that has fairly instant results. You guys might have a product that has, it takes a little bit longer to get results. You guys might have a product that it takes 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, whatever that milestone is, that's when you contact them. Yeah, whatever the milestone is where you think like that's the end of the program, that's the end of the product order, that's the end where usually people get results. This is where you want to reach out to people and contact them to be able to ask this question, all right? Aisha says my pen ran out of ink. That's hilarious, right? How do we manage this time? I can see our guest speaker has just come on, so we'll probably give it 5 more minutes or so, and then we'll bring him on, and then I'll kind of come on after him as well. So here's the really cool thing. Here's the really, really cool thing. You're going to ask one question. You're going to say, first of all, you're going to say like, hey, Mika, hey, Lorna, hey, Mo, hi, Aisha, hey, Roxy. Just wanted to say, like, to see how you're getting on with your product journey. Also, I had a really quick question to ask. Right, okay, cool. On a scale of 1 to 10, and I want you guys to answer this with a number. On a scale of 1 to 10, how comfortable would you be sharing your product story with other people? 1 being not at all, 10 being yes, 1000%. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how comfortable would you be sharing your product experience with other people? 1 being not at all, 10 being hell yeah. Now, if they say in between 1 and 5, you would then go around to them and say, thank you so much, massively appreciate it. Thank you so much, massively appreciate it. That's then telling you that you need to up your customer experience, your customer care, because the product experience is slightly, if not mainly, dependent on your customer care. If they say 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10, what do? Awesome. Would you be open to checking out some information on how you can monetize that story? That's it. 5 steps. Would you be open to monetizing that customer experience, that product experience, that product story? All right, guys? So step number 1, contact after 24 hours of purchasing, right? 24 hours of purchasing, right? Buyer's remorse, start the customer care. Step number 2, contact them when they have received the product to give them the next steps and encourage them to post a selfie into the group to create FOMO, or following Haley's process, post onto their newsfeed, right? See how this can all link together now. Step number 3 is show them how to use the products. Step number 4 is contact them after 7 days. Contact them after 7 days to see if they're actually using it and remind them to use it, see how they're getting on, remind them that the products don't work instantly, blah, 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 blah. Step number 5 is then you contacting them after the milestone. If the milestone's long, if it's an 8-week program, a 12-week program, they just have check-ins every 2 weeks or so. Hey, just checking in, seeing how you're getting on. Like, you go, girl, see your post in the group. That's amazing. Woo, yeah. But step number 5 is you asking the scale question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how comfortable would you be sharing your product's experience with other people? 1 being nah, 10 being like, yeah, let's tell the world. 1 to 5, they're not going to share. They're not really interested in the money. 6 to 10, ask that very simple question. So, guys, I'm going to introduce our next speaker. Just do this if you can hear me, mate, and if you're ready. I'm not too sure if you are ready. Give me a thumbs down if you're not. You are up so early. Like, this dude just doesn't flipping sleep. And if he is sleeping, he's probably working in his sleep. He's probably giving value in his sleep. Anyway, I can't wait to introduce him. If you haven't already done so, guys, I'm obviously promoting my books here. In order to be a professional, you have to promote, you have to produce, and you have to progress. There's a reason why the word pro is in those 3 words. I'm always going to promote what I believe in, right? I always promote. And I would ask you guys, on a scale of 1 to 10, how comfortable would you be sharing your book experience with the world? Well, obviously, once you've read it and once you've received it. 1 being not so very much, 10 being, yeah. For those of you who are 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10, then I would then say to you, like, hey, just, post a photo, post a selfie, let people know. I'd appreciate it. All right. So what we're going to do, I'm going to spin the wheel. Then we're going to introduce our next speaker. Then I'm going to come on at the end, and I'm going to give you some action steps. All right. So here we go. All you got to do is comment, comment, comment. All right. The wheel is starting to spin. Okay. And the winner is, oh, it keeps moving. Michelle Babbitts. Oh, $100. Boom, that's $200 that's cost me today. Fantastic. We love giving money away, right? So Michelle, you win the $100. Message me. I'll ask for your PayPal, and then I can send you the money through PayPal. Massively appreciate each and every single one of you guys. Michelle, reach out to me. We will spin the wheel one more time before we get this show on the road. So next speaker, last speaker today before I kind of come on here. Rob, yeah, I can see your screen as well, so I'll be able to set that up for you, bro. So this guy is one of my best friends in the network marketing industry. He's the person who I speak to every single day. And if it's not every single day, then I feel weird. I'm like, oh, I've not spoke to him today. Like, maybe I should reach out to him. It feels like when you're dating, when you're really young, and it's like, I've not spoke to you for like 3 minutes. Like, why haven't you replied to my message? You've seen my message, but you've not replied. Like, why have you not messaged me back? Like, he is by far the most connected network marketer I have ever met in my entire life. And I've been around the industry my entire life. If I was to mention a top income earner, he won't just say, yeah, I know him. He'll say like, yeah, I've had dinner with them. I've hung out with them. I'm the godfather to their kids. Like, I've written a book about them. Like, I've done 7 lives with them. And like, he honestly, doesn't just know someone. He knows everyone. And there's not anyone else in the network marketing space who I trust more. He's the only person I've done a generic event with, who I've like put my name next to. We've done Rob and Fraser Down Under, or Rob and Fraser Down Under, Fraser and Rob Down Under. We really don't care. Neither of us are like that. We've done it twice now. We've done two generic events in Australia together. It's just so awesome. And it all started with Tinder. So he swiped right on me, I think. I don't know. I don't really know if it's swiped left or right. We matched. We became friends. We then had a pillow fight together. We shared rooms all over the world together. It's been a bit awkward. I met his wife. She is absolutely shredded. So I decided to terminate the relationship. And kind of just leave that to his wife. Otherwise, I would have got murdered. And he's just a great human being. Make sure if you're using a pencil to sharpen it, and if you're using a pen, probably get another one and get a page of notes at least, because he is freaking unbelievable. And please give a massive virtual love heart explosion, comment explosion to Rob Sperry. This feels weird, but yeah, there it is.
What's going on, my man? You still
doing,
got
buddy?
energy going?
Yeah, mate. Like I'm just curious. Like, how are you keeping your hair in this fine tune during the lockdown?
Well, Utah isn't a lockdown anymore. Haircut. I went to the gym the last 3 days. Went to the dentist. And I went and got the haircut, and I just thought, oh man, Fraser needs a haircut, even if it's one of those bad German haircuts. He needs one.
Mate, I appreciate it. I'm going to be here standing by, but the screen is going to be all yours. I know you've got you've got a screen sharing situation you want to do. So when you hit that screen share, I can hit a button and it'll pop up and away you go.
I'll do that, and then you and I jump on together and do Q&A after.
Yeah, we'll do like 5-10 minutes of Q&A after, and we'll wrap things up.
Awesome, my man. Appreciate
it, mate. All right, let's do it.
All right, so we're going to have a little PowerPoint here that's going to go over how to transition customers into business builders. And I know you guys have covered many different things, and I know you guys already have a base on this, so I'm going to build upon that base. And as Fraser always says, find those bingo moments. Find those moments where you feel like, okay, this is just something that I'm going to go do right now. And make sure you keep prioritizing and reprioritizing those bingo moments so that it's not just a bunch of good information. It's information that you actually go out, you execute, and you make it happen. So we're going to do a quick little screen share here. Let's see if we can get this going. Entire window. Looks like we're good. And I should probably pull it up, right, on Facebook just in case, Fraser, even though I know we're good. I got it. But I'm just going to pull it up just on Facebook just in case. It's always fun to kind of see as you go. So, all right. So first things first, how to transition customers into business builders. Now, before we go into that, Fraser and I should have done some sort of contest, right? We have like the craziest photos all over the world with like different facial expressions. And we should have done best caption wins of whoever does, I don't know, comments or watch party or I don't know, something like that as we go. So I'm going to put this on right here as we go. I'm just pulling this up so you guys can see it. I'm just making sure that I'm like on the live because I'm on the screen share as we do it. So best caption wins. I don't know. I'll think about it. Maybe as you guys start putting things in there, then maybe Fraser will think of some sort of fun prize or something that we'll do together that will make it all worth it for you guys. So I love this photo right here. Why? Because I was never good in school. And look at this dude. He's got a Ferrari and a 2.7 GPA. Maybe that's a little too showy, but as far as the 2.7 GPA, but I really resonated with that as we go. Has nothing to do with the presentation at all. I just saw the photo and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put this photo inside the presentation. So make them feel great where they're at. This is step number one. So the sports analogy that I give. Let's say that someone wants to go play football, right? That's where everywhere else calls it in the world except for in America where we try to be super special and we decided to call it, right? Football is not, we called it soccer. I don't know why, okay? We make mistakes. Just go with it. So let's just say football. Let's say let's say you got kids or you got nieces or it doesn't matter who it is. Someone that's really, really close to you that's young and they want to become something in football. And let's say that person says, you know what, I just want to play for fun. Wouldn't you celebrate this kid? Wouldn't you be excited and say, yes, that's great. That's incredible. And let's say that kid said, you know what, I want to go play for my school and I want to be one of the starters. We'd celebrate and we'd be like, yeah, that's incredible. And let's say that after that, they said that, you know, from high school, they wanted to go play for an average team, say Liverpool, right? Instead of like a professional, really good team. They just want to play for an average team. So they say, okay, Liverpool, I want to go play for them. We'd celebrate them. That's awesome. And let's say they wanted to go play for like a real team, like a professional team, Manchester. What would we do? We'd celebrate them. My point is too many times inside of network marketing, what we do is we got these customers and it's like, oh, like I want to turn them into a business builder, right? And you start seeing these dollar signs inside of, right, in those eyes. And all of a sudden our judgment gets clouded and we're like, oh, want them to join. And so you are what you recognize. And what we want to do is we want to take all these people that are happy as customers. Don't worry, I'm going to teach you how to transition. But some of us transition too soon, where all we're doing is recognizing the super, right? The triple, double, black diamond, super galactic star power rank, right? And now they're just like, oh, like I kind of feel like crap. I'm in this group right here, and all I do is just see like, oh, another $1 million earner. I'm not saying you can't recognize those. I'm just saying like that's all we do is recognize big, big, big. But we're like, oh, you're important as a customer. You are what you recognize. So you can say it's so important to you, but if you don't recognize it, it's not that important to you. Tip number 1, we're going to make these super simple. Tip number 2, talk their language. Avoid terms like business and prospecting. So if I want to transition a customer into a business builder, I'm not going to say them to the customer. I'm not going to be like, you know, you guys know I love to use Sally. I'm not going to be like, hey girl. I wouldn't talk like that. Okay. Hey girl. Would you like to transition your business girl from customer to business builder? She's going to be freaking out. She's going to be overwhelmed, right? Of course you wouldn't. You've got to talk their language. So it's stair-stepping. Someone that's a customer to all of a sudden now we're talking about prospecting. You think all these fears that are in their minds, right? You think about on top of these fears, they're starting to just think like really deep, like, oh my goodness, the word business, that's scary and that's overwhelming to me. So we're going to talk their language. And I'll go into this a little bit later, but if they're a customer, it's going to start with, and Fraser and Haley just went over this, but it's going to start with something simple. I mean, they had a customer experience. And as you start asking questions are the answers, then you start saying, okay, is this something that you were on a scale 1 to 10, how much did you love the product? So I loved it an 8 or 9. Well, great. If they loved it an 8 or 9, don't we share things all the time anyways? So let's turn them into sharers. And as they start sharing the product, right, and we start teaching them of posts that they can make on social media, they look at it as a standpoint as they're givers rather than takers, because they're not even looking as making money. They're just looking at it as, well, I like the product anyways. So you can even start out as simple as, you know what, if you love the products anyways, let me help you out. Here's some ideas of different posts, but this is something that would help me out in my business. And guess what? If a couple of people join, then I could throw in some free product for you. And so now you start to incentivize them. We're like, oh yeah, I love the product anyways. Why wouldn't I share the product? Because in their mind, they're thinking, well, I'm a complete giver. If I love it, why would I not share it with other people? They share it with other people. Then all of a sudden, let's say 2 or 3 people say yes. Now you can come back to them like, hey, they can be on my team. Or I know for this, you just love the products, but I might as well put you on with you and help you get the credit so you can actually start earning your product for free every single month. Really? I didn't even know that was possible. So you see how I am speaking their language. I'm keeping it really, really simple. I'm not transitioning from really small to all of a sudden now absolutely just massive, where people are like, oh my goodness, like this is so overwhelming and daunting. You got to stair step them in this process, right? From customer into questions are the answers into business builder. If they're interested, if they're not, again, just like the sports analogy, we're going to celebrate them. They just want to be able to start playing football, right? Great. Celebrate them. Whatever level they want to play at. They want to win the sportsmanship award. Yay. Good job, right? They want to play for their school. Yay. They want to be a starter. Yay. They want to play for an amateur team, Liverpool. Yay. They want to play for a professional team. You guys know I'm just razzing. I don't know anything about football. I just know Fraser's favorite team, so I'm just having fun. That's it. That's what we like to do, is have some banter. So tips, right? Because there's a bunch of tips here, and hopefully you're all just like this, like just crazy writing right as you go and figuring out, okay, what are my bingo moments? Some of these are brand new insights. Some of these are reminders. Stay in touch, even if it is a simple text. Okay, Fraser just went through that whole process, right? Haley went through that process. You're going through on different days and automating this. Now, if it's something you feel like you just completely forget, then you can just create your system of, okay, day 1, day 2, day 7, day 10, day 12. You can have some basic copy and paste messages that you put in a Google Doc. And then instantly when a customer joins you, what you can do is put it in a Google Calendar. And that's it. And you can put day 1, customer, whoever. And it could be just a 5-minute, 5 minutes you mark down in your diary, right? And as you do that, now it's really easy. It's really simple where it's just a quick reminder, right? You're like, okay, day 1, you can copy and paste. And then if you need to change the wording a little bit to make it so it resonates with them, then great, you can do that. But this makes it where it's something that's just a system that is super simple that helps with these customers, because the best way for these customers to turn into business builders is for them to have a phenomenal customer experience. Because again, going back to it, if you're passionate, excited about something, you're going to share it with people anyways. We all do it every single day with things that we don't have any gain on. We just like helping other people because we're givers. If your Facebook has a post of value, tag them in it, right? So let's say we're going through the customer journey or process and you got your list of your customers. Don't forget about them. Too many times network marketers, they sign up customers and they're like, okay, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. And they don't focus on helping them out. And honestly, it doesn't take that long. Think about it. These things are super simple as far as texting. I just told you how to do that in a very quick way. As far as tagging them on a post that you feel like would be valuable to them. Send them thank you cards when they make a purchase. I know this is really simple, but there's ways to do this where it's crazy affordable, and you got to look at everything on ROI, return on investment. Oh, but Rob, I can't afford to do that. Are you kidding me? Do you know how much of a difference something so simple like that makes? Because you stand out. There's so much more just when there's appreciation, there's so much more retention. And you never know what can happen just from that one customer. I mean, think if you signed up 20 customers and if you followed the whole system, and even if one of those customers took off because now you're following the system, you're just one great person away from making all the difference. Now, I have a love-hate relationship with saying you're one good person away, because I think sometimes it does give us great help. But then other times it makes us bank on luck if I'm just trying to find one person. So that's a totally different training. Create a monthly newsletter. Now, for some of you, this is like this is way too overwhelming in advance. That's okay. That's why we go from basic to more advanced. And that's where you have certain bingo moments that are now and certain bingo moments of, you know what, I'm going to store that one. I'm going to store that one. And one day I'm going to go cover that. One day I'm going to go do that. But again, this is just values. You start creating massive value of different insights. And you have these customers that join. Why not give them a different source of information to nurture them? You can't just sell them once. You got to keep reselling them. I know when I buy something, right? I got my branch chain amino acids right here. I know, like, sometimes I do research and pull it up. It's like I'm selling my cell phone. Like, why this stuff's so good? Why this stuff's going to help me out, right? And maintain the little muscle that I have. Educate your customers about other products they may be interested in. So depending on your company where you're at, most of you have more than one product. So they start out with a product. Now, sometimes I know it's multiple products, but now what we want to do is they got a great experience. What happens when you have a great experience with the company? If you go to Apple and you start out with the iPhone, many times it's like, okay, AirPods now. Then it's like, okay, I want a Mac. Then it's like, I want this and this and this. So now we want to create more exposure to the other products so we can increase that consumer spending. Create a customer loyalty program. That could be something you just create yourself. Someone that orders for 4 months, you're letting them know that you're going to send them this gift. It doesn't have to be anything crazy expensive, right? Maybe you have something that's just super affordable, something that's nice, right? That would make a difference for them. Again, some of these things are next level. I get it, but I'm giving you from very basic to very advanced. Call your customers once or twice a month. You just have to look how big your organization is. I get it. If your organization is like 500 customers, you probably don't have time to do that if they're direct to you. But that's called positive stress. But while you're trying to get there, it doesn't take that long of just a simple phone call, right? It could be audio message. Now, again, you've got to make sure that you understand your client and who you're talking with, right? Some people like, don't ever talk to me again. But I promise more often than not, when you increase your customer experience, is going to make a huge difference. And our whole goal is to make our customer feel extremely important as we go. Questions are the answers. You guys had this covered already. How do you like the products? Get more detailed. Look for specific results, right? So analogy, if someone you knew had, right, and then you can insert, and never shared with you, how would you feel, right? And you find a way to say that. Sometimes people are like, I feel like I'm being manipulative, or I feel like I'm being too cliche. Well, great. You change the wording that fits with your style or personality. I mean, I would just say to them straight up, like, look, if someone went and saw the greatest movie of all time and they loved it and they never told me about it, I would be mad. You absolutely love the product, right? So I would just say it like that and have fun. But see, that fits my style. That fits my personality. It's got to fit your style and your personality. We're going to go through these last 2 tips here, and then we'll do Q&A. So show them a simple way to get their products for free. We talked about this a little bit at the beginning. I told you I'd talk about it more again. I just think it's so important to really understand this process, as I think too many times people go from here, from customer to business builder, and they overwhelm people. And I think other people are the opposite, where they're customers and then they never ask them for the next step. So it's either one extreme or it's the other extreme. You need to make sure that you understand the balance of both sides. And that's where, once they have an experience and questions are the answers, that's where you want to transition them into becoming a sharer, right? A giver, where they're sharing the products and you're helping them to earn their products for free, because that's not overwhelming. That's really, really simple. And I think the best way to convey that is always giving those analogies, like I already did with the movie analogy. So tip 6, show them how to make $400 a month. Simplify it. Don't overwhelm them. Questions are the answers. Just make sure as you're going throughout this process that this is the next step. So first it's like, okay, let me show you how to get your product for free. Then after that, it's, let me just show you how to make a couple $100 a month. It's really simple. All we need to do is help these 4 people get their products for free. I don't know what your comp plan is, but I'm just giving an example of a way that's not overwhelming, that they feel like, okay, I could absolutely do this, where all of a sudden, eventually they find themselves doing a business, but it wasn't overwhelming because they stair-stepped themselves into it. So more tips. It's about them. It's not about you. So everything you do is you just want to focus on them. That's why I always say questions are the answers. Logic is the justification that customers make after they buy. Remember this and never forget this. Emotion sells, not logic. So you go buy that nice car, and then after you buy it, right? You bought it off emotion. Every decision is based on emotion. Every decision is. Now there's logic that can play into an emotion, but it's still emotion. And then after you buy that nice car, well, I bought it because, it's a very durable car and I've always wanted it, right? We justify after. Never forget this, because that's why when you hear facts tell, stories sell, this is the exact reason why. And I think a lot of people don't understand that when they hear facts tell, stories sell. They're just like, oh, really? What does that really mean? And then they get into, I know my first month in business, I made it all about emotion and stories because I didn't have the logic to explain it. I understood why it worked and why network marketing is so good, why my products were so good, but I couldn't explain it. So it was all about stories. And then month 2, it was like, oh, we're this big of a company and we have this many scientists and we have, 100 ingredients and we've got, right? I would just keep going throughout it. And we've got this magical ingredient with this pending patent, right? And it's like all of a sudden it was like logic. And my recruiting went from this month 1 when I knew nothing and kept it simple to month 2, just absolutely just completely dived as we went. So let me stop this screen share, take this off. So for all of you, those are the simple steps, these 6 simple steps for you that you can take in your business. I'm happy to stay on, Fraser. We can do a little Q&A, have a little bit of fun as we go. Looks like technology's worked for you. I'm impressed, man. It's always scary, right? A little nerve-wracking.
We were going to do a Q&A, but you've just I've just spent the last 20 minutes crying because we were such good friends, and now you've just ripped me for Liverpool. And you know what? It's a really sore topic. I'm only kidding, but it's a sore topic at the moment because they might cancel this year's season. and we're like setting records, and like we're like 2 wins away from anyway.
I feel you. I'm a Laker fan. You got LeBron in the like twilight of his career, so the NBA, and it's like they're like season may be canceled. I'm like, no, you can't do that. Even if there's no fans, like you can't do that to us, right? You can't.
Question then, and for those of you guys who are Netflix like fans, have you been watching the Michael Jordan Netflix?
Oh yeah, I have. Because remember here, it's loosened up all the everything in Utah. It's one of the healthiest states.
Yeah.
And so I actually have 6 of my closest friends coming over because we've watched all of them together, but it was Mother's Day Sunday. So we felt like that probably wouldn't be too smart, right? So we're watching it tomorrow night, and then we'll finish it on Sunday after.
Yeah,
So,
people are saying Lakers, who are they? Like, you know, like who
yeah,
are
I mean,
exactly right. I should have given the banter back. So, guys, if you have any questions, we'll stick around for like 5-10 more minutes with Rob, and then I'll go into the action steps. I've got some cool things for you. So, if you've got any questions for Rob, just feel free to put them in there. Rob, have you got a copy of your book there?
which one?
The new what? The Game of Conquering? Oh, there we go. What's the link for the Game of Conquering?
It's the Game of Conquering, which sometimes conquering, I had to double check how to spell it, but I know you know how to spell, but just in case, because oh wow, look at you.
Was that right? I was gonna spell it by mistake on purpose, but
Fastest fingers that would have been funny.
well, mate, I'm like, yeah, I didn't.
I thought you were gonna put the LakersSuck.com.
Yeah, well, they do, but like, yeah, guys, Rob has written 2 books, but his second one in particular has just blown up. It's just blown up. It's one of the only books you'll read and probably shed a tear. It's very rare to shed a tear when you're reading a book, but you probably will. So yeah, go check it out. I'm going to leave that link up there whilst Rob's on here. Yeah, it's just no brainer. Rob, what's your favorite book? Like, what's you've read, because you read a book every month, or you read a lot, don't you?
I read 4 books every month. Sometimes
you read 4 books every month,
up to 7. So I'm minimum usually like 70 a year. Usually, because I have a couple really good months. But when I say I read, I'm going to preface this for you guys. It's when I go to the workout, when I do a workout, I can absorb information quick now because I've done it so long. I'll listen at 2 times speed. So this is a little hack for all of you. I know we all know that, but too many times people don't understand the ability to learn how to learn is the greatest ability one can have. And Fraser and I know this. I mean, Fraser and I literally, when he says we text each other every single day, like if he doesn't text me, I'm like, did he die? Like, is he okay? Like, what's going on? Because it's like every single day, literally, like he is the only person that knows all my numbers, like share everything, transparent, like we're celebrating each other, we're helping each other. I'm like, what do you think? I mean, I just sent him some book covers yesterday. Hey, what do you think about this and that? So we're doing this consistently as we go, but the ability to learn how to learn. So if I'm listening to a book and it's not calling to me, I'm going to skip to the next chapter. And if it's still not next chapter, to the point of I'm going to be done. I won't count it as a finished book because I didn't listen or read to anything. If it's really good, I'm going to slow down the speed. If it's not as good, but it's good enough, I'm going to speed it up. If I feel like I'm still losing my train of thought, I'll go back and rewind. If I feel like I need to switch books, I'll switch to another book and make sure I'm going back and forth. So I'm keeping my attention and I have pattern interruptions as I go. If it's really, really good, I'll bookmark it. And then I make sure I take notes on it, right? As you always talk about the bingo moment. So I'm doing the same thing as I'm listening to different speakers of the ability to learn how to learn. I'm thinking, what else can I learn? Like when you and I you spoke last year, GoPro, when I was there a couple years ago and I spoke and you spoke there, my biggest thing was, okay, what can I take away that's just different? I don't care if it's simple, but it's different. And the biggest thing I took away was this, and this guy has the most of it, was energy. Every single top leader up there, I don't care. I'm a massive introvert. I'm naturally crazy quiet. I feel like I'm yelling at the top of my lungs right now just so I sound like a normal freaking human being. But guess what? You got to find the passionate version of you, because energy, I promise you, is what makes all the difference. It makes all the difference. It's all the rest, like Fraser and I are huge on skills, and we're huge on all the other stuff. We're always going to teach that. But that's the byproduct. That's secondary. First and foremost, it's going to be your energy. That's why you guys all love this guy so much, because look, he could be speaking for 10 hours and you're still entertained at the end of the 10 hours because he's got so much flipping energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. So guys, I want you to put in the comments a number. How many books are you committed to read or listen to from now until the end of the year? So 2020, how many books are you going to aim for? That's just, so how many are you going to do this year then?
I think I'll end up probably fully reading 50, and then there'll be about 25 that I skim, because now I'm trying to go for more of just information than just finishing. Probably like 6 years ago, it was like, how many books did I finish? And now it's like, how much did I retain? Like, I mean, in some books you read over. It's like for you, you've read, 50 Shades of Grey like 6 times. Like some people
read it again. I'm in lockdown. Like I've got to spice things up a little bit.
Hey, you didn't tell me I didn't even see any of the comments. Did anyone come up with a good caption for our photo earlier?
Oh, there was some that were.
I'll go back.
I have to go back through and have a look, because I don't think some of the best ones weren't PG. So
PG-13,
yeah, PG-13. Yeah, so got to kind of go through that. So with all the books you've read, obviously without mentioning mine, because that's not going to be fair, or your own, because that's going to be double unfair. What's like the best book I know different books, different reasons, but what's like the one book that had most impact on you?
Yeah, well, first off, I mean, like you said, I'm not mentioning your book on that because that's not fair. But the thing I love is I get early versions of Fraser's books, and as he's going through all these concepts and ideas. So I know his next 2 books that he has mapped out, and it's a whole flow. It's a whole process. It's going to be like, it's a series. I mean, J.K. Rowling, she's going to have, a little challenge on her hands with this guy making a run. So I love it. Right now you only have 4 books, though. You got to get to at least 8. So you beat her.
Yeah.
But there's so many books that come to mind of recent and old. So initial ones that made a huge impact on me. As a Man Thinketh, you can read literally in a day, and it's 50 pages, and it's a classic because it just gave me the power of thoughts, and it made such a huge difference for me. So As a Man Thinketh, James Allen. And then there's more modern day books that I needed to hear. So a book called Give and Take by Adam Grant. The reason why I needed to hear this book is because I always prided myself on being a giver, but I felt like the takers were always beating me because they're always in your face, in your face, in your face. And Adam Grant gives you real life studies about how there's givers, there's matchers, and there's takers. And he talks about how even doctors that you think it wouldn't even relate with, giver, taker, and matcher, how they end up making more money as givers than takers or matchers. And he gives the study where, givers start off much slower and make less than the takers at the beginning. But in the end, they come back and make way more. And so for me, I needed to hear that so much, because I just felt like at the beginning, I don't know if you felt, I know you did feel like this because we've talked about it. We're very similar. I felt like I had to be a different person when I started. Mm-hmm. And it took me time to find my own and realize that I just had to become the best version of me and just keep improving myself. Whereas at the beginning, right, a lot of times, like, we're trying to be somebody else and people are like, mate, or here, dude, what are you doing? Like, that's not you? You're weird. Like, stop it.
No, I love that, mate. I think it's so powerful. And guys, one of the things, if you like masterminds, especially if you're based in the US, reach out to Rob. If you like attending masterminds, and you're a 6-figure income earner, or you're climbing up the ladder to become, and your aim is to be a 6-figure income earner, especially if you're over in the US and Canada, reach out to Rob and just speak to him about his master, because he runs the best masterminds in network marketing space, like mastermind specific. I was able to hang out with him and the rest of the guys in Hawaii. That was just unreal. So real quick story, and then we'll wrap things up here, Rob. So go to Rob invites me to the mastermind. It's in Hawaii. I'm like, Hawaii's a long way away, but it's a great chance for me to get in the good books of Svetlana. Like, let's go. Like, hey, we want to go to Hawaii. She's like, yeah, why? we're in Hawaii. Rob arranges this boat tour. And we kind of get the last day, we're on this boat tour. It's so freaking amazing. We're like, sun's out, like Rob paid extra to get the good weather. Like we go to this private beach. We're chilling out on this private beach. People are snorkeling. People are like hiking. People are like chilling out, hanging underneath the palm trees, all of this sort of stuff. On the way back, right, there is this, like, I don't even know what you call it. It's not a herd of dolphins.
School.
A school of dolphins.
Yeah.
Like how many? There was like 50 plus.
Yeah, we counted. I mean, it's tough to really count, but we thought there was at least 50, which I've never seen in my lifetime ever.
Mate, I've seen like 3 or 4 when there was 50, like genuinely 50 dolphins
coming under our boat, like just right next to us, and then far away and everywhere, and like it was just.
And I mean, everyone on the boat is crushing it in their network marketing company. So everyone's just like, all these people making all this money, right? People are saying it's a pod of dolphins. Tested. Oh, we gotta know the answer to this. We've got to know the answer to this one.
Oh man!
You're gonna go for a guess. Drop a 1 if it's a school of dolphins. Drop a 2 if it's a pool of dolphins. Mate, I've got no idea, so I don't even know. But I'm gonna go with school. So
I was just acting like I knew what I was talking about. Nobody challenged it. Come on, like people stop.
Mate, it's so fun. But like, here it was one of the biggest lessons I actually had. And it was all these people are making all this money, but everyone was blown away by seeing this pod / school of dolphins. Weren't we? We were all. And like I was like, oh my god, like I was thinking like looking at Rob, he's like smiling from here to here because he's like, oh yeah, like that. I got lucky with that one coming out. Then he makes a remark saying, yeah, I paid extra for that one, guys. Everyone's howling, everyone's dying like of laughter. Then they all of a sudden just stop in the middle, like literally just stop in the middle of the ocean. I'm thinking, I don't think this is normal. Like, we need to be going back. Like, come on, we need to be going that way. And they just say, right, guys, we're a bit ahead of schedule. We have like 15, 20 minutes. We're just going to kind of leave the boat here, and we're just going to go for what do they call it? A deep ocean swim.
Yeah.
So, like, and I'm talking like.
You could see, I mean, that's the furthest I've been able to see down in the ocean. It was like 100 feet down. It felt like, who knows, but you're looking deep and it's like, oh my goodness, like it's just so like blue.
It was just amazing. So Rob puts on these amazing mastermind experiences. So reach out to him, reach out to his business page, whatever. Check out his book. Rob, mate, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much for hanging out with us here. I know you woke up at like 4 o'clock in the morning to make this happen. So yeah, I appreciate it, mate.
Well, thank you. And you guys all know the value that this guy provides. We like to have a fun banter back and forth, but I will tell you, it's literally on a daily basis. Him and I are like, okay, like it's value. We say value, and I know it's such a cliche word, but literally every day we're like, how can we provide more value? How can we provide more value? How can we provide more value? And this guy comes out and look what he does. I mean, this is free online. You could charge easily, even though I know it's online, easily 500 plus up to 1,000. People would pay for this content. So the only concern that him and I have on that is that sometimes people take it for granted because it's free. So I want you to pretend like all of these trainings you paid $1,000. That's my last parting advice. And I want you to continue to watch all of these and then write down your bingo moments as if you paid $1,000, because I promise you, that'll help you with the ability to learn how to learn, and that'll change the game for you. So thank you so much. Appreciate you, my man, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Appreciate you. See you in a bit. All right, guys. So action steps, and we're going to wrap this up now. Right, so here we go. Action step number 1 is, and by the way, guys, thanks for hanging out. I know it's been 2 hours today. It's pretty lengthy day, but here we go. Action step number 1 is action step number 1 is post a selfie of yourself holding one of your products. So this is not a network marketing product. This is just a Be Active. I don't even know. It's a water bottle that literally just came. Hence why, for those of you who are observant, I switched from this water bottle to this one, which is cool. So, this water bottle, let's say this is my product, just hold the selfie like, hey, hold a little product selfie, put it on your stories or put it on your news feed. Just get out your comfort zone and flip and do it. Don't overthink it. Just post it, right? Selfie with your product, post it. Picture with your shake, post it. Picture you putting the cream on, post it. Picture of you on your travel site, like, hey, looking to book a travel, right? Post it, post it, post it, post it. Put a filter on, you can if you want, but as long as you post it, you're done. The second action step is I want you to, because tomorrow I've got something real special for you lined up, and I don't want you guys to miss it. Okay? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you how you do this. Tomorrow, I'm going to show you how you do it, then I'll explain what's going to happen. So let me get rid of that, and then I'm going to share screen, and then I'm going to share screen, and then I'm going to go share screen, and then I'm going to go like that. Okay, so hope this is going to work. What I want you to do is go over to, this is where my computer decides, nope, I am going to be really awkward for you right now. Okay, go over to the fan page, which is obviously what you're on right now if you're watching this. Okay, and then go to, you will see down here, there is going to be the day 3 scheduled already. So day 3 is already, why did it do that? I didn't ask for it to do that. Ugh. Typical. Come on. So day 3 is down here, it's down here, it's down here. Scroll down, wait for my computer to be able to catch up. Although it's super fast, it just does not like it when I do live streams. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. It continues to decide to take years to load. There we go. Post. Anyway, there's a post. Here we go. It's not that one. This one, right? So Success Summit Online Day 3. All you've got to do is hit Get Reminder, and it'll say interested. But in the comments section, right, write down what your biggest takeaway was from day 2. All right? So go into this one. Go biggest takeaway. Jeez, man. Like, let me get rid of that. Right? Biggest takeaway was XYZ. Right? XYZ. And then post it. Tomorrow, what I'm going to do is in the morning, we're going to spin the wheel again. Right? Let me get rid of this. What we're going to do is we're going to spin the wheel again. And the person whose biggest takeaway that I've read is going to get highlighted in the comments, and they're going to be the people who wins the spin the wheel prize. So action step number 1 is post a selfie with your products, whether it's in your stories, whether it's on Instagram, or whether it's on Facebook. Action step number 2 is give your biggest takeaway on the day 3 page, and obviously Get Reminder. Tomorrow, I have got something real special lined up for you. It's going to be Social Media Day. So I'm going to share with you what you've got to do in order to grow your social media following, what you've got to do to grow your engagement. I'm going to be joining. What to do to grow your social media following, what to do to grow your social media engagement, an interactive thing potentially. Just we'll see if we get 1,500 people watching live. I'll do the interactive thing on how to show you exactly what you need to improve on social media. I'm going to be joined by friends of mine over in Australia who are going to share what they do every hour, like what they do in an hour of work that's enabled them to absolutely crush it in the network marketing business. These guys are super relatable. I flipping love them. They're amazing, and you are too. So far, I'm sure you love the other guys. You're going to love these guys too. And then I'm going to introduce you to a friend of mine who is the leading expert that I know of for all things messenger bots for network marketing. Right? So if you want to know more about messenger bots, if you're excited about messenger bots, if you know the power of messenger bots, then you are not going to want to miss out tomorrow. But at the beginning, when I spin the wheel, I'm going to be sharing with you a way how I will literally set your business on fire in May because I'm going to be announcing the next 5-day bootcamp / blitz that I'm going to be doing. The last time I did it was in January when we did a 2020 kickoff bootcamp. The 2020 kickoff bootcamp was so flipping big and popular that Eric Warre said, hey, can you give me the recordings of that? I want to put it on the bonus. For those of you who remembered the GoPro World Tour, the 2020 kickoff bootcamp was a bonus on the GoPro World Tour investment that Eric announced. I'm now going to be doing the next version of that completely live in May. It is going to be absolutely fire, and I'm going to drop all the information. I'm going to be dropping all the information on that tomorrow. If you haven't already done so, please feel free to comment book down below to get one or both of the copies of I Dare You and I Double Dare You. You probably should get both, and I know I'm going to say that. Obviously, I'm biased, but you will read this one and you'll be dying and begging to read this one. So you might as well get both. They're on a special offer, $24.95 US, which is like £20 pretty much, delivered to your door, free international shipping, corona free, and you'll get them. That's awesome. All right, guys. So massively appreciate you taking your time. We've been 2 hours, 5 minutes here. Whew, and there's still 900 of you guys on. Appreciate you guys. Love to you all. And I'll see you tomorrow, 1 p.m. UK time. Remember, set a reminder for day 3 and leave your biggest takeaway. See you guys. Bye-bye.